Good morning. I am pre-recording this video for my Fun Fold Friday because I will not have an opportunity to go live on Friday. I'm hoping that I don't have any issues with Sheba. She's in the room with me because she's being a pain in the butt this morning. So I will be using the Softly Sketched stamp set, Botanical Layers, and I just want one of these small little stamps, and then Nature's Prints. I'm going to use this one here. I think I'm going to use that. I should change it to this one. Well, let's see what happens when we get there. I'm also using Basic Black, and I'm going to give you all the dimensions within the stream, so in case I don't get my blog post done right away. So let's see if we can get this. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Let me see if I can change the lighting here so we can see what the heck is going on. That's better. All right. So 2 1/8 by 4 1/4. Then we have a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. That's Highland Heather. 5 1/4 by 4, Basic White. 5 3/8 by 2, Highland Heather. 5 1/4 by 1 7/8, and it's embossed with the quatrefoil embossing folder. Basic Black, 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. Highland Heather, 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. Basic White, 3 5/8 by 2 5/8. And then a strip of basic white scrap, 1/2 inch wide, and mine's 5 inches. And we're going to cut it down for the sentiment, but you just need a scrap of basic white for your sentiment at a 1/2 inch wide. Okay, so we're going to grab this 8.5 by 5.5 that I scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So we are going to fold it in half and burnish just like our regular card base, and then we're going to fold the 2 1/8 score line over and burnish. What are you doing? All right, so now we're going to grab the 5 3/8 by 2, and we're going to adhere that to this front panel. And I'm going to use some glue. Gives me a little wiggle room. All right, so there it is on that front panel. And then we're going to take the piece that's 5 1/4 by 1 7/8, embossed with the quatrefoil embossing folder. Going to add some glue, and we are again going to adhere this to that front panel. All right, so there is the beginning of our card. Let's pull that aside for a second and pull out these 3 pieces. But right now, what we're going to focus on is the basic white 3 5/8 by 2 5/8. I am actually going to grab a piece of scrap paper and my Gorgeous Grape stamp ink pad. And I am actually going to grab my spoon, and just in case I have too much ink, just going to move it out of the way. I think I just got ink on my finger, which is normal. Just going to clean this off. All right, so we got that. And I am grabbing the grapes right here from the Softly Sketched stamp set. And we're going to ink this up. Make sure we have enough ink. And I'm going to tilt it a bit and give it a good stamp. Very nice. I'm just going to close that up for a second. Now here are our grapes. I'm just trying to think if I have, oh no, I have a different one. Okay, so we are going to now take our stamped layer and we are going to adhere it to the 3 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece of Highland Heather. And I am actually going to adhere it with some seal so we don't see the glue. All right, and I'm going to line this up, make sure it's on here straight, which it is not. I'm going to stand up so I can see all 4 sides. And that looks pretty good. And then we're going to grab our 3 7/8 by 2 7/8 piece of basic black. Adhere, add some liquid glue, and then adhere these layers together. All right, so there is our image layered up. Now we are going to add this to the center of the card. Now you only want to put your adhesive or your glue on one side. You don't want it to go over this edge because it will glue to the bottom or where the inside of the card is going to be, and you do not want that. So I just put it on one little section. Actually, let's add another line because we want this in the center. We want it centered on this layer. All right, and so there it is right there. Let's grab, I'm going to put this aside again. We're going to grab our 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white. And I think I'm going to use this stamp instead of that big ginkgo-y type plant. I'm just going to grab my block. Just going to give this a little clean. All right. And again, we're going to use our Gorgeous Grape. And we are going to stamp the right-hand edge. So I am just going to stamp that edge. And then we're going to grab that little snowflakey type piece. And I am going to grab my Highland Heather. forgot to pull. And I'll show you what it looks like. It's just a little, looks like pollen. And I am just going to stamp and stamp off just to add a little bit more to the space. Let's get rid of that scrap paper. Grab your 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 piece of Highland Heather. And again, we are going to adhere it with some seal. I need to stand up again. Line this up. All right, sheep, stop. Grab our card. Add our adhere. It's okay, stop. Now this is going to go onto the inside of our card. All right. Let's grab that little piece for our sentiment. And I actually grabbed, and we're going to use the Gorgeous Grape. Let me just see. Your thoughtfulness is much appreciated. So we're going to stamp this in the center of our 1/2 inch piece. And it's a little crooked. Let's turn it over and do it again. I forgot that this piece is not on here straight. Let's just see. Yep, it goes up to the right a little bit. Oh, much better. All right. So here's our sentiment. I am actually going to just cut this at an angle, and I'm going to cut off this little piece. And that is my phone dinging. And let's grab some dimensionals. Watch your nose. Can you see her nose? She's like, I want to get involved. So we're going to put this right about here. And then I have a black and white ribbon. The black and white gingham. We're just going to tie a bow. Grab my scissors. And a glue dot. We're going to add this bow right onto the end of our sentiment. Make sure it is even. Whoops. Right like that. And there we have it. So just a quick and easy fun fold card. Very pretty, right? So thanks for joining. Sorry it had to be pre-recorded. I'll be back on Sunday with our Simple Saturday Stepped Up Sunday card. Have a great day.